The U.S. and its global allies are accusing China of widespread cyber crimes. Intelligence officials say China-backed hackers were responsible for a Microsoft email server attack earlier this year, but the Biden administration has yet to take direct action against the country. Last week, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says the response to the cyber breach will be a global effort.
An unprecedented group of allies and partners, including the European Union, the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Japan, and NATO, are joining the United States in exposing and criticizing the PRC's Ministry of State Security's malicious cyber activities. And this is the first time NATO has condemned PRC cyber activities.
For more, I want to bring in Jamieson Greer. He served as the Chief of Staff to the U.S. Trade Representative in the Trump administration. He's currently a partner in the international trade team at law firm King and Spalding. Jamieson, it's great to have you on the show. So, after the U.S. accused Russia of hacking, a number of sanctions followed. While the Biden administration condemned China for hacking Microsoft, so far we haven't seen any sanctions that are a direct response. So, what was China's response, and what's the response of the Biden administration?
Well, thanks for having me on, Lana. Well, because the Biden administration essentially responded with a name and shame campaign, China's response was really rhetorical in nature, a vehement condemnation, an outright denial that they were involved in this kind of hacking, but nothing really concrete in response to the Biden administration activity.
And CBS News senior White House correspondent Ed O'Keefe asked President Biden to differentiate the administration's responses to China and Russia in those separate hacking efforts. Here's some of the president's answer.
What is your understanding of the biggest difference between what they've done versus what Russia's done in terms of cyber hacking?
My understanding is that the Chinese government, not unlike the Russian government, is not doing this themselves, but are protecting those who are doing it, and maybe even accommodating them being able to do it. That may be the difference.
What do you make of President Biden's response? And also, Jamieson, as you worked as a top trade official in the Trump administration, what do you make of the Biden administration's approach to China overall so far?
Right. Well, with respect to the president's point as to the difference, he didn't point to a difference. He suggested that the Russia and Chinese cyber attacks were similar and simply were, maybe private individuals or entities acting with the permission of their respective governments. Of course, we know that's not true. In fact, President Biden's own Department of Justice indicted 4 Chinese nationals who are associated with the Chinese state government. And so certainly there is an aspect of state action here. And I also understand from analysts that, the Russian SolarWinds hack was really kind of traditional espionage, right? Whereas what the Chinese did opened up backdoors that anyone can exploit and did exploit, and in fact was more severe. And so in light of that, the fact that the response to China was less strong, less robust than the response to Russia leaves us with a lot of questions. We know that the Biden administration, when asked about its China policy, it really says 2 things, right? First of all, it says it's under review, which I think is fair, given that they're a new administration and they inherited, frankly, a lot of leverage and a lot of bipartisan approval of the Trump policy. And then the second part is they're looking to bring along allies, and that was the line they've used with this most recent response. They want to make sure that allies are involved in the approach to China and that it's multilateral as much as possible.
And Jamieson, what does it mean for the U.S.-China relationship going forward, and how do you ultimately see it playing out?
Well, the reality is, for several years now, people are understanding that this is going to be a very long-term challenge we're facing. This is not a short-term challenge. China is a strategic adversary. They have global ambitions of exporting authoritarianism, of continuing to be engaged in all kinds of unfair economic practices. And it's a true challenge because they're also a large market. And the United States and China have economically been fairly integrated over the past 25 years. So it's not easy, right? I mean, under the Soviet Union, we didn't have very strong economic relationships with them. And so it was easy to have this decoupling. With respect to China, it's more of a challenge. And so we're seeing companies trying to figure out, well, where am I going to have a separate supply chain? Where can we cooperate with China on areas that aren't sensitive? And so you're going to see in the coming months and years a continuing analysis of where the United States and U.S. companies are going to be able to cooperate with China and where they won't be able to cooperate. And we have a lot of folks right now trying to figure out where is that balance.
All right, Jamieson Greer, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.